I don't know if I told you this a long time ago. I did a consulting and they wanted like these sets of dishes, and it's like a burger restaurant, right? They're like, we need like this showstopper that every table's gonna order. So they took me to restaurant Chitlada, right? And I love it.
One of the best.
And they're like, you gotta get the bull dick soup. We want something like this on our menu. Like, it's a burger restaurant. We were thinking like, what about if we can make like ground pizzle for a burger so people order it? I'm like, dude, it's a fucking burger. No one wants the dick soup. And so they order it and they're like, try the soup, it's really good. I was like, look, I'm not gonna eat the fucking dick soup. And I'm like, you want a burger restaurant? Why do you want this? And they're like, it's like the dare. It's the thing that's gonna be on Instagram. Like every young person is gonna come in and they're gonna dare each other to order one of these, and they're gonna dare each other to take a bite. I'm like, man, I love food. Like, I don't make food based upon people fucking daring each other to fucking eat it.
I'm not gonna eat a dick.
Yeah, I'm not gonna eat the dick.
And I can't imagine being a 26-year-old executive sous chef of a Michelin star restaurant and the stress that would bring. That was him somehow. He had a mohawk. It didn't look good.
I mean, this is 26. This is 30 years ago.
Exactly. That's
Jesus,
42,
fuck you.
I think. Yeah.
What the fuck?
It was different in 1922. We would look at the prep list and the seasonality of the restaurant. And he'd go, oh, you know, like, we're getting into cranberry bean or fava bean season, we should get some stages in, because they were free back then, you didn't have to pay them. So we had a stage come in, and it was a Sunday night. I think some of the veteran cooks there were in the corner, like, taking a 2-minute chill out and just talking. And there was a stage there all night who had ego for sure. I think he had stage at like 12 restaurants for half a day.
I hate ego.
So the guy's like just blah, bouncing around stations, acting like, you know, he's the best, and the guy clearly can't cook. And so we're all taking a little breather in the corner, and the guy comes up, he's like leaning on the wall, and I think I was cleaning oysters. We were working while we were talking. The guy is standing there, and Ted comes up, he goes, hey, you're staging, like, this guy on the stage was running up and down stairs, was working every station, he was grabbing everything, was like writing notes, he was drawing the dishes. You're standing in the corner, like, it's probably not a good way to represent yourself when you're trying to get to one of the top 3 Michelin star restaurants in the city.
That's Ted being professional, right?
And then the guy was,
professional.
Everyone's standing around, we're just doing it. He goes like, yeah, but they've earned it. You know, they're here every day, like.
You guys.
Yeah, like, cooks, they're like taking 5 minutes while they're prepping, like, you're trying to impress me, like, I'm definitely not gonna bring you back already, ever. But if you want to, like, keep working, I have a lot of beans to chuck. And the guy's like,
I'm definitely not gonna bring you back already, ever.
Yeah.
But if you want to continue to stay for 9 more hours and break your balls.
Was totally like, basically he was trying to be cocky. He was like, no, you're gonna bring me back. And just like kept running his mouth. And he's like, no, like, you should probably leave or like just keep working. And the guy like said something, he goes like, okay, like if you don't, like, I'll just fucking cut you. And then, yeah.
He said that to the guy.
And the guy was like, ha ha ha. And he's like, no, like, I really want to cut you. So like, why don't you keep working? And the guy was like, you won't fucking do it. And then Ted, like, if you ever know, you know him, like, don't dare him to do anything. He'll do it. So then the guy's like, oh, you won't cut me? He goes like, literally, last warning, move on or you're getting cut. And the guy's like, you won't. He just reaches over and gets his sashimi knife and just drags it on his forearm. And next thing you know, we all look up and it's just like, bloop, and just bleeding off of his arm. And the guy's like, holy shit, you just fucking cut me. And then like, Ted's sitting there just,
straight face, right?
Like
Doesn't bother me at all.
psychopath, straight face, and was like, yeah, I told you I would. And the guy's like, oh my God, you're fucking crazy. And then Ted was like, hey, you're dripping all over my kitchen. I'm gonna need you to go. And then he kicked the guy out, and then we went back to work.
It kind of makes sense though, right? When you're bleeding in the kitchen, you don't stand there. You get the fuck out.
Yeah. One of my cooks might slip on your blood. You have to leave.
Yeah, so I kicked him out.
Yeah.
We opened Marcel at Terranea Resort. I decided, you know, this menu's like super intense. So I thought to myself, fine, not only will I expo on the inside of the line, but I'll pick up.
Cook.
I'm gonna pick up 2 or 3 dishes myself, right?
You could totally have time to do that.
So I have my knife set up on my board, and across the kitchen is the bread station where the busboys, they cut bread, you know, and they constantly. So I'd be running.
Oh,
like,
they're grabbing your knife?
Grabbing my knife.
God.
Grabbing my knife.
Oh, fuck, man.
So they grab my knife,
I'd be in jail.
I go to the GM, I'm like, hey man, get these guys a fucking knife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't I tell them, like, don't touch my knife. So finally, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna be the bigger person. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna buy these guys a bunch of bread knives.
Good on you. Yeah.
Buy them a bunch of bread
Good
knives.
Solution.
Yeah.
Good
I'm not gonna cut them. So
It probably would have been
Yeah,
quicker.
it would have been more effective if you would have cut them though.
I buy them a bunch of bread knives, and I was just like you. In that time, I was
Fiery.
temper is an understatement. One day, after buying these guys knives and look at this, and all going through every day. Stop taking my fucking knife. Stop taking my fucking knife. Stop taking my fucking knife. I'm already like the
you're hot.
boiling kettle.
You're
Well,
hot.
you also haven't slept
in
in
this
3
moment.
months.
Right. I look over at this kid. I look and my knife's not there, and I look up and I was like, "Get yourself a fucking knife."
Yeah.
Straight-faced, respectfully, he looks back at me and he says, "Chef, I have a knife."
With your knife.
And he holds up my knife.
Oh my, yeah, I would have
And I
stabbed him.
said, "Stick it in your fucking chest." And I started running around the line to like physically assault this kid. And 3 of my cooks who have worked with me for years are like holding me back. And I'm like, "Fuck this motherfucker. Like, I'm gonna fucking, I swear to God, I'm gonna kill him." And I remember this one dude whispered in my ear and he was like, "Chef, you just told a busboy to stick a knife in his chest. You might wanna like
You might want to, yeah.
de-escalate the situation."
yeah,
You know?
seaside.
And I was like,
Why did you kill him? Tricky though, because
beating the shit out of
objectively, you sound like a psychopath, right? But there's so much more to it. From the outside, people are like, "Oh, you guys are assholes," and how do you run a restaurant like that? And they don't realize that like they come in for their 7.5-hour shifts or do whatever, and like you work 22 hours and you're putting your name out there, or you're giving up everything. Your relationships are suffering. You have nosebleeds every day because you sleep 2 fucking hours. You're putting so much into it, and you have the hardest work ethic in there, and you're there before and after, and you just ask so little from people, and they only see in a vacuum like, "Oh, he's grumpy and this and that." But it's like, I'm here all day long and I'm doing something I really care about, and you called me that or you didn't call me to say you couldn't come to work because it's raining and you have a motorcycle. I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
I slept on the banquette. From the outside, it looks like these people are crazy and they're super, like aggressive and have a crazy temper, but it's so much more than that. You're trying to do more than just a job. You're trying to put yourself into something. And so what they see is like flying off the handle is like probably 112 hours of like really keeping it together.
Yeah.
Calm, and then something happens, and then you flip a whole table of mise en place, or you lose your shit and they're like, "Oh, that guy's an asshole." But it's like, how about the 300 hours this month of mentoring and teaching for the 82nd time that a Brunoise and a large dice is not the same thing? Or like, how about me coming in early and sharpening your knives because you don't know how?
Do you do that for people?
I used to,
fuck.
not anymore. But
"No
like,
wonder you freak out."
I know you've been talking to me about wanting to open a restaurant. It's like, it's funny because I think outside people would think that I'd be like, "Yes, open a restaurant, here's how you do it." But I mean, more often than not, I tell you like, this is a horrible idea.
I don't have any chef friends who are living great lives.
No.
Not
In fact,
a single one.
We know a lot of common chefs, and we talk about them all the time. We have chef friends who own restaurants who are working 120 hours a week, and they complain when they talk with us as friends, right? Like, "My marriage is failing. My kids don't like me. I'm not there when I need
My
to be
kids
there."
don't know me.
My kids don't know
I have
me.
a crippling alcohol dependency.
Yeah.
I have a, you know what I mean? Like a,
Alcoholics and chefs is pretty synonymous, right? I could talk with all the chef friends who aren't owners. And like, again, Fiorella and I were talking about it. I was like, the difference is when I worked for the people and you have a slow night, you just think like, "Oh, I'll send him home. I'll go to Disneyland right now." But as an owner, you're like, "I've got rent due in 3 days. I've got my insurance payment," and there's a big difference there of making a salary versus owning a restaurant.
there's no risk.
Yeah, there's no risk when you take a job. When
Worst
you
case
open.
scenario, you just go get another job.
Yeah.
Like
But then also you don't have that connection of it really being your project,
Right.
when you really put
100%.
everything of yourself into it. And then also you love it, but you don't really ever feel as fulfilled as you will if it was your vision, your food.
I just came from a project where it was my vision. I don't even know if you know this, but like I wound up in the hospital.
Yeah.
Like I was so, like I literally had my intestine ruptured out of nowhere. Just woke up 2 o'clock in the morning in serious pain, went to urgent care, wound up in the hospital, and they were like, "Your intestines ruptured." There was like a priest in the room, like holding my hand. They were like, "You should call your family." I was like, "Holy shit." I thought they were gonna tell me about some digestive problem I had.
Stress.
And they were like, stress and anxiety. I don't wanna live like that again. I was so stressed out.
But the thing is that's common, but it's not forward facing. people who come in, they don't know that. They don't see that. That's not on social media. That's not on TV. That's not on the press. We know it, and it's like the dark side that we don't talk about, right? Is that when you do this, it fucking kills you. When I worked at the Water Girl, you know, there were times where I had to carry people out. Yeah. There was also times where I knew people are doing cocaine, right? And like my GM is like, I saw him doing coke outside in the alleyway. I'm like, yeah, but he's gonna work a shift.
Right, we need him.
Yeah. I mean, he's fast when he works because he's fucking hopped up, but he could get through the next 5 hours. And so there's like a dark side to the industry that people don't want to face. And it's weird as the industry kind of legitimizes in the public eye, and people balance that out, you know?
But that can't happen. Like, I don't think that our industry could 100% legitimize and be successful.
No.
Can't.
100% not.
You're always going to pay people under the books.
That's
not
the
you,
fight,
but like
though,
you're
right?
always going to have people on drugs. You're always going to have, I mean, this
illegal people. Fucking perfect example, right?
can't do it without them.
Like, some people are like, oh, make sure your dishwasher's legal. I'm like, fucking legal dishwasher? Are you kidding me? I gave him money to go buy an ID at MacArthur Park because I need people to wash dishes here tonight. The difference is now when I go to restaurants, now that I own a restaurant, right? I go in and I look at the building, I'm like, oh fuck, this cost them like...
Yeah, that was a $2 million kitchen, yeah.
Take 8 years to pay it off at the current 3% profit that they're at with their restaurant at 50% capacity. This place is going under in a year and a half, you know?
Unless they do a unicorn ice cream cone.
Yeah, right? Unless someone fucking goes viral
no
with their...
worries.
Yeah, and you look and you're like, oh, that corner could sit 2 more tables and that'd be 3% more. Like, people don't do that.
But that's part of like the ownership too, is like you look at the numbers a lot more. I mean, like, you know, he's been talking about opening a restaurant. With him and I talking, we were just talking this weekend a ton about it. It's like, you know, opening a restaurant's not what it used to be with minimum wage hiking up, rents hiking up. Like, you know, when I go to places now, I look around and I think like this build out, like they overshot, you know, like even mine. I look at mine, I'm like, fuck, man, I could have spent half the amount, have the same amount of people in here and been swimming in cash, right? But now it's like I'm just creeping along, right?
Don't you feel, I mean, I feel like now with kind of the experiences I've been through, I feel like I could walk in here and like kind of tell you what you probably spent or close to it. And I look at restaurants now. I used to be amazed by people who could do that, and now I know like they probably had some failures in there, you know?
Yeah. But it's funny because I also think about how spoiled I've been. Like, you know, I opened Luxon with Sang, right? Luxon was, what, 2,400 square feet, and it was like a $2 million build out. The kitchen package itself was like, the line, the hot line, like my island there was what, like fucking 35 grand? Their island was 600. You know what I mean? It's
$1,000.
Yes. Yeah, not 600.
But until you cook in that kitchen,
but it's a custom jade
every penny
suite.
worth it. It was literally like driving a Ferrari every day.
You look at that, and you're just like, I think about that and how spoiled I am, because I'm like, yeah, I worked on that shit. We always talk about like, how do you compensate people? Money is one thing, right? But back in the day, like it wasn't about money. People didn't look, I mean, you know, you were a chef. You didn't hire people because they were asking how much I get paid. You hired people because they were like, how much do you have to teach me? It was a bit of a different mindset.
Yeah, we could have all got paid way more somewhere else, but I wanted to work for these
like
people.
I tell cooks all the time, like, you want to make money, go work at In-N-Out. You're going to make a lot more money than you're going to make here. What we do to offset that is we have this big whiteboard in the back, and it's something that I started at Luxon. I really like the idea of it. It's very normal in restaurants for a chef to be like, we're going to do asparagus and ricotta starting on Monday. Here's the recipe, fucking go at it. What we do is we put a whiteboard in the back, and I put the ideas of like springtime's coming up, asparagus, soft shell crab. We have color-coded dry erase markers. All my cooks get a color, and they're all welcome to utilize that board to write down their ideas of like, you know, asparagus and burrata, asparagus and ricotta. You know, I tell them all, I'm like, look, some of your ideas are gonna be pure shit and we're not gonna use them, but the idea is you're able to do it. So I've also had cooks who have been here for a few months. Like one of my cooks put on, after maybe 6 months of working here, he put on dessert. It was like a chocolate coconut pudding. I was like, this is fucking fantastic. It's still on the menu now, a year and a half later. But it's one of the things that like, I know as a cook, when you're able to contribute to a menu, that offsets any hourly you're gonna make, right? Like whether you're gonna make $12 an hour or $13 an hour, you have it as a dish on the menu, so you're gonna put it on Facebook and Instagram. It's that whole social media thing again, right? You have ownership. You're gonna call mom. Mom, guess what? My fucking coconut pudding is on the menu, and like family's gonna go crazy. There's a pride associated with it that far exceeds that.
When I was a cook, I went to the Inn at Little Washington.
Fantastic.
3-star Michelin restaurant.
It's
you have to do a tasting. To be a line cook, I remember I did a blue cheese souffle with like prosciutto wrapped figs and a port wine sauce, right? The souffle,
Yeah,
because of the combi, the souffle fucking rose.
Yeah,
like they were
insane.
like, how did you do that? And then I did a butter poached lobster with the Silver Queen corn custard. I'll never forget it. I got the job and I went back, and when I started, that lobster and corn custard was on the menu.
Oh, they jacked your dish.
And you couldn't say anything.
I didn't want to say anything. I was like,
man.
I know I'm the fucking man
I'm the
right
man,
now.
Yeah, but that's
Like,
when you come
all of
in
those
just
like cooks, everybody knew.
ready to go.
I knew from the get-go. I was like,
All right.
these guys fucking, they didn't say anything, but like they took my dish. And
Yeah.
that was like, and I never asked what I was making. I don't know what I was making there, like
Yeah.
$9 or $10 an hour probably, but like I don't even know to this day. Like I never
It
asked.
didn't
I never-
matter. It didn't matter.
Didn't matter at all.
What we laugh about is that even me, like, I think that I'm a dandy chef. I don't necessarily think I'm the best in the world. I know I'm not the best. Like,
Dandy.
there's a lot of people, dandy.
You're dandy?
I'm a dandy chef. But I'm horrible at business. Like, I want to give food away. I love food so much that I want to make
Bad
like
business model.
Yeah, not great.
I'm like, oh, here's this beautiful fucking cheese log and calabrese
Also a bad
salami.
business model.
And I'm like, I want to charge you the bare minimum so that you could be happy, because I so much enjoy people just eating and being happy, right? And it's what I think, again, that's something you see with a lot of chefs too, is we just want people to, we sell joy through food, right? You want people to be happy. And that's horrible business, because if it would have been me without Anne Marie, we would have been closed in 6 months,
For sure.
right? Because I would have been like, oh, this is these are fries.
I'm really proud of this dish.
There's
I'm really proud
one
of this
potato
dish.
in this fries. That potato cost me a nickel.
Right.
So I'm gonna sell it for $1. Now, who cares that it takes us 4 fucking days to make, and there's 13 hands that touch it, and the labor cost is fucking astronomical? In the end, I just want people to get fries. Hey, fucking Brian.
The phone normally never rings here, so it's
This is the first time that's ever happened.
Just take the reservation.
Yeah, but you don't hear me though. No more Coco, Levio, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All of this to me is a mystery. I hear your motherfuckers talk about it, but I stay seeing bodies with the motherfucking chalk around it. And I'm down with the shit too.